Hey everybody, John here from All Miniatures Great Small, and I've got Sean in the studio.
Hey.
Now, Sean usually comes in the studio when we play Flames of War.
Yep.
I think this is the first time you've been in the studio when we're going to play 40K. We've played 40K outside of the studio, but this is the first time with you and your army playing 40K. So I'm bringing the Ultramarines. I dusted them off this morning. I added Shadowspear to them, and I haven't played with them, so I'm excited to get them back on the table. And Sean, what are you bringing?
My Genestealer Cult. A lot of the stuff is a little bit new to me. I played a few games with them, but this is kind of one of the newer armies that I have like since I started playing in 8th edition, because I used to play back in like 3rd / maybe 4th, and then I stopped playing 40K for a while, and then this is one of the new armies I had. I used some of my old Sisters of Battle that I repainted for some 8th edition games, so excited to really get these guys out on the channel.
Yeah, well, they look fantastic, and I have no idea what they can do. I've never played against Genestealer Cult.
Oh, I better run through some of the basic tricks that I know.
So that will be interesting, and I think you know what Ultramarines can do because they're pretty standard. But so there we go. We haven't rolled off for the mission, but so do you have any predictions for this battle? You've seen my army. You know what your army can do.
I don't want to say it's going to go one way or the other, but I'm going to be pretty careful. I don't want to ruin the video by losing my whole army in one turn. Because there's a few, like the first few games I played with them were really rough, is because like, oh yeah, you come down, you get into assault, but then as soon as you can't lock them up, or you accidentally destroy them all, or you're not smart with your combat, you're in the wide open. Yeah, I mean, bolters will just mow down pretty much everything in my army, except for maybe the aberrants when I buff them up. But yeah, you got to be careful on that, not getting too excited and leaving my army out there, because I think I could lose a lot.
Yeah, and beta bolter drill is probably not something you're looking forward to.
No, because I think just the regular bolter rules should mow down.
So it'll be interesting. I didn't know what you're bringing, and you know, I don't know what they can do anyway. So I just wanted to showcase Shadowspear models. So my army has all of those guys. That latest box set that came out with the Phobos armor and the camo cloaked guys. So I'm actually running an all Primaris army this time, so I'm kind of excited for that. No tactical Marines. Last time I said all Primaris in a battle report, and I had one squad of tactical Marines, and boy, I never heard the end of that. But this is all Primaris, I think. Yes, all Primaris, so there you go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look at the armies, and then go ahead and set up for deployment.
All right, so I brought my Genestealer Cult today. I kind of want to go with the theme where I was using a lot of the aberrants, so I'm using the detachment out of Vigilis, the Anointed Throng, and then I'm also just going to go Twisted Helix just to buff them to get them that you know, pile in, attack again in combat, just in case I need to trap something or just get some extra distance or finish something off, just to kind of stay with the theme. So they're pretty pricey, so I got 2 squads getting up to 20, and then with the Abominant. And I got the hammers in there too, which really makes them pricey. And just to get some command points, I think I have the 2, I think they're brigades for the 5 command points?
Battalions. 2 battalions. Yeah.
So 2 battalions. Mainly I got 3 squads of just Brood Brothers. So those are a nice cheap option. I even got 1 squad of the Neophytes in there, but just with auto guns. And then 2 other small squads of the Acolyte hybrids. Those are, again, just kind of fill out to get the points, and then you know, they're pretty good objective grabbers to deep strike. Usually I play with a lot more of those, but I thought I would go ahead and try to give the aberrants a spin. Another good cheap option, I got the mortars for that indirect fire, and they barely cost anything, so maybe clearing off some screens, but I don't think too much with power armor. And then I got the bikes in there. Only the leader has the demo charges, so I'm not really going to be doing any tricks there, but that's just something to get, you know, a little bit of board control without having to deep strike it. And then just some of the buffing characters, like I got the standard there because I really want to try to buff the aberrants, keep them more survivable without re-rolling 1s for their bestial vigor, and then also the Clamavis to get that 1 inch, just because I normally use Forearm Emperor to get that extra inch, but I'm gonna be risky today. and then just the gunslinger on there, just because he's really efficient. And then I also had the Magus in there because I need to get some of those psychic powers off to protect my guys a little bit. And then it's kind of hard to not go with the Patriarch. I was thinking about taking him out, but just because he's not that many more points than the Magus and he's a lot more powerful, it's kind of hard not to bring him. And they both got familiar, so Hoping my army does not get killed in one turn, because that's kind of happened before. So they hit hard, but if you just kind of get out there just to get like a single charge, and then you destroy that, and they're all in the open, they end up all dying. So just gotta be careful with all those bolters. But yep, that's it, and we'll see how that does.
Here is my 1,500 points of Ultramarines. So this is an all Primaris force. I've got basically the entire contents of the Shadowspear box set here, plus some other Primaris as well. Alright, so here we are. We determined the mission. We are playing Beachhead, which is out of Chapter Approved 2018. The way that this mission works is there are 3 objectives on the board. We are playing lengthwise. The Genestealers are on this side, believe it or not. There is a Genestealer unit. Everything else is blips, so they're on the board. We just don't know where they are. But the Genestealers are on this side. The Ultramarines are on that side. 3 objectives, 1 in the center, 1 in my deployment zone, 1 in the Genestealer deployment zone all the way over there. Scoring-wise, on turn 2, you can score objectives. If you hold your own objective, it's worth 1 point. If you hold the center objective, it's worth 2 points. And if you hold your opponent's objective, it is worth 3 points. So getting something in the backfield is going to be very useful as far as points go. So you can only start scoring after turn 2. To control an objective, you just have to have more models than your opponent within 3 inches of it. Deployment-wise, again, Genestealers, done. Sentinels on the board, blips are everywhere. As it stands right now, Sean's going to get the first turn, unless I can seize initiative, because I assume you want to go first. And then over here, I have pretty much everything deployed, except these guys. I've got my Inceptor, Plasma Inceptors, and the Phobos Lieutenant in Deep Strike or Low Orbital Strike or whatever it's called now for those guys. Then I've got a front line. I've got suppressors. Let's see if I can remember all these names. Suppressors.
I'll try to help.
Inceptor intercessors. I've got my Phobos captain. And I didn't say before, his warlord trait is he's able to mark a target, so if he doesn't shoot, he can help someone else, help one other unit get better shooting. We've got Hot Diggity Dog, my Dreadnought. We've got a unit of, those guys are, I forget what those guys are called, but they're the guys with the aggressors, that's what they are, Boltstorm Gauntlets. Then we have the guys out of Shadowspear, those troops. Those are not suppressors. They're not, are they infiltrators? Do you remember what those guys are called?
I think those are infiltrators.
Infiltrators. So they have Phobos armor as well, so you're not going to be able to deep strike within 12 of them. We've got some more suppressors over there. We've got eliminators up here. More intercessors back here holding my objective. So that's it. Oh, the librarian in Phobos armor here. He's actually in this corner to pretty much deny this whole corner as far as deep striking. Alright, so that is deployment. As far as the map goes, we've got a good mix of terrain. This is Games Workshop, GameMat.eu for a lot of this as well. So there you go. Alright, so that's going to be on to, I guess we can roll right now if I can seize initiative. Alright, Sean, here we go. So how does it work with the blips? If you go first, if I go first and seize, do you put everything out, or is that the only thing I can shoot?
I put everything out after you move.
After
so you'll get to shoot.
Okay. Well, let's see if I can seize. No, that's the opposite of seizing. So that's going to be Genestealer Cult, turn 1. Before the game, though, Sean's going to be moving his Sentinel with a scout move. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Or an infiltrating move?
One of those, yeah.
One of those, okay.
So.
And he's going to end up right there, hiding behind that building, tucked in. So on to Genestealer Cult turn 1. Alright, so the Genestealer Cult has revealed itself. So before the movement phase, at the start of Sean's turn, the army appears where there were blips. So the blips really just give you kind of control. After you see where I deploy, you can kind of do some countering with blips, it seems like. That's the idea.
I had a game plan from the beginning, but just in case on where you put a few things, I would have like maybe
Switch it. So that's a nice trick that the Genestealer Cult has. So it looks like you've got your kind of Imperial Guard. What are those guys called? Brood Brothers. In the backfield, mortars back there, heavy hitters here and in the building, and then you still have some stuff in Deep Strike, right?
Yep.
Oh, all of this is in Deep Strike, correct?
Yep.
So that's four squads?
Yeah.
4 squads.
And a couple characters.
And a couple of characters, nice. All right, so then it's going to go into Genestealer Cult movement. All right, so Sean is going to be spending a stratagem, or
yeah. So I'm going to spend 2 command points on Bestial Vigor on my Aberrants, and I think I have to declare that at the beginning of my turn. So that just gives their Feel No Pain from 5+ to a 4+, because I'm going to move them up, and there's going to be a lot of guns in range. So.
Yeah, 4+ Feel No Pain will be very helpful. And then, so how many command points did you start with?
13. I used 2 for the detachment, and then 2 just now. So
2
down
just
to 9.
Down to 9. Okay. All right, so that's the end of movement for Genestealer Cult. Basically, this guy you said pop smoke. He's
Yep.
going to pop smoke, and that's the only unit that can do that, right?
Yep.
Okay, so pretty much these guys were the only ones who they advanced, got a very good advance roll. Plus, they were adding 2 to their run, so they are making a play for the center objective. Pretty much everything else stayed the same, right, Sean? These guys moved up a little bit.
Yep.
And those guys kind of shuffled around in the building there, the neophytes.
Yep.
All right.
Just in case they need to sacrifice their lives to the Patriarch, so you gotta stay ready and sort of close.
Jump out. All right, so that's, I guess we're going into Psychic Phase. Okay, Psychic Phase from the Brood Lord, right?
Patriarch.
Patriarch. The Patriarch is going to be smiting my infiltrators or whatever those guys are.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see that 5 or better.
All
So you
right.
got it.
And then D3.
That's 3, so that kills one guy and wounds another. And we killed one guy, and that guy has 1 wound.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do the mortars into the infiltrators. Just gonna roll, see how many shots I get.
Oh, nice.
What, 15?
15 shots. And the infiltrators, these guys over there, because they are the ones that can deny or push back some of that deep striking that you've still got to 12 inches instead of 9. All right, let's see. So it's 15 shots. What are you hitting on?
4s.
Looking for 4s.
Let's get all those messes out. And then I think 4s again, because you're toughness 4, right?
Okay, toughness 4, yep.
3.
3 wounds. Any minus?
No minus.
All right, so let's see. 3 ups. So 1 wound goes through, which is enough to kill that wounded guy. And that's 2 guys dead out of that squad.
All right. Then 2 autocannon shots just into the regular intercessors.
The group of 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
4s.
Got
1 hit. No.
Okay. All right, so there are no charges on turn 1. These guys are just barely out of range, and they need a psychic power to be able to charge anyway, but they're just out of 12 inches from my line. So we're going to go into Ultramarines turn 1. All right, movement for the Ultramarines is done. My infiltrators moved up to put some fire on those guys. The aggressors ran. These guys all just walked up. The lieutenant ran, or sorry, that's the captain. The librarian stayed where he is to kind of deny this area back here. And then everyone else stayed put for shooting. And obviously I can't bring in my my deep striking guys yet on turn 1. Those guys did lose 2 guys, but since I'm an Ultramarine, I have leadership 9, so there's no way to fail. So last turn, so that's why we didn't even roll that. So this is on to Psychic Phase, although I don't think I have anyone within range for this, but we'll be right back. All right, so none of his powers are within range to do anything, so on to the shooting phase. So those aberrants are going to eat a lot of shots. We're going to start with the infiltrators there and see what we can do. All right, so those 8 surviving guys are going to be firing into the, what are the purple guys? Those are aberrants, is that right? Okay, so they're within rapid fire range, they're within 12, so that's going to be 16 shots. Their marksman bolt carbine, if I get a 6 on the hit roll, then it's an automatically wounding hit, so I don't have to do a wound for any 6s. All right, so Sean, you ready for this? 16 dice. Okay, so that's 2 wounds right away that I don't need to roll, and then I'm hitting you on 3s unless, is there anything modifying there to hit?
Nope.
Okay, so we get rid of the 1s and 2s, no 2s, just 1s. And then these are wounding on, what's their toughness?
Toughness 4.
All right, so these are wounding on 4. So we've got 3 there, so put these back in the pool. So we've got a total of 9 wounds, no minus to your AP. All right, so here we go. They've got a 5-up save. There's no minus, there's no AP minus to this. So
Save
you
1.
stop 1. And then they've got a 4-up, feel no pain. And they're able to reroll 1s because of the banner.
On this one.
So it looks like 4 go through.
Okay, so 2 dead.
Okay. Next up, I'm going to go with my Redemptor Dreadnought Hot Diggity Dog. He is also going to fire into the Aberrants. I'm going to start with my Onslaught and Heavy Onslaught Cannon. So that's going to be a total of 18 shots. Hitting on 3s normally, but it's heavy and I moved, so I'm hitting on 4s. But my captain will let me reroll 1s. So hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. So we've got 3 1s in there. I'll go ahead and reroll those. So that didn't really help me. So get rid of all the 2s, 3s, and 4s. No, that's still a decent number of hits. And then these, the assault cannon, or the cannon, is strength 5, so these are 3s to wound. So, oh, there you go. That's right, John. There are 5 hits.
All right, get those 6s. Got 1.
Okay, so you stop 1, and then you got a 4-up, feel no pain with rerolling 1s. So 3 sneak through. So that's another 1.5, right?
Yeah.
Next up from the Dreadnought Hot Diggity Dog is his Storm Bolters. He's got 2 of them. He's within rapid fire range, so that's going to be 8 shots total. These are hitting on 3s because they're not heavy. And then the captain will let me reroll these 3 1s. So we've got 6 hits. And then we're wounding on 4s because your toughness 4. So that is another 3 wounds. Alright, so saving on 5s. Nice, and then saving on 4 for that last one. Got it. Then we have the Icarus Rocket Pod, 1d3 shots. That's going to be 3 shots. Normally hitting on 3s, but you do not fly, so hitting you on 4s. 1 miss. Wounding you on 3s. 1 wound. I believe it's a -1. So the Icarus Rocket Pod is heavy, so those ones missed as well. So Redemptor Dread is done. Next up, this unit of 10 intercessors is going to be shooting at the Aberrants as well. 5 of them are within rapid fire range, and the 5 aren't, so that's going to give me 15 shots. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the captain. So we've got 1-1, which we do convert. A couple of 2s, so we'll get rid of those. And then these bolt rifles, strength 4, so they're wounding on 4s as well. So get rid of those. So Sean, that is 7 wounds at -1. All right, we're looking for 6s with the -1 AP. So you save 1, and then you're going up to your 4-up feel no pain. This is very nice, rerolling 1s. So it looks like 4 snake through. So that's 2 more Aberrants die. Next up, these suppressors, they did not move. They're going to fire into the Aberrants as well. They are hitting on, it's heavy 2 with those autoguns, so it's 6 shots. Hitting on 3s. Ooh, nice, all hit. Wounding on 3s because it's strength 7. So we got 4 wounds. Let me check on the minus. I forget if it's 1 or 0.
Okay, right.
So it's -2 to your save. So you're going straight to your 4-up invuln.
Or feel no pain.
Feel no pain.
And I get to reroll
Reroll
this
the
one.
1, nice. So 1 gets through. Normally it's 2 damage, but you have a special rule that you ignore.
Reduce damage by 1 to a minimum of 1.
But you had one guy on 1 wound anyway, so that really didn't help you. So those guys are done. We're going to do the same thing with this unit. So that's just going to be 6 shots. I'll go straight into that. Hitting on 3s. 5 hits. Wounding on 3s. So that's going to be 3 wounds. And then go up with your 4 up. Nice.
We're
rolling the 1.
All right.
Got it. So those, you safely ignore those. Next up, the suppressors are going to be firing at those aberrants. I'm going to use the executioner round. So I'm hitting on 3s. So one guy misses. He's going to go back to sniper school. And then it's strength 4, so I'm wounding on 4s. But if I roll a 6, I get an additional mortal wound. Done. Ugh, so they do nothing. Okay, I think the last shooting of my shooting phase is going to be my Phobos captain. He's going to use his Master Crafted Instigator Bolt Carbine. So it's a heavy 1. Normally I hit on a 2, so I'm hitting you on a 3. Is he any harder to hit?
My Patriarch?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shadowstalker, I think, so it's +1 to hit rolls.
Okay, so he can target a character even if it's not the closest unit. So he's going to target the Patriarch. So a 3 up to hit because I moved, 4 up to hit because of your shadow. So I'm looking for a 4 up. And because I'm within 6 inches of myself, I can re-roll the 1, and I still get a 1. And with that ignominious shot, I think that concludes the Ultramarines shooting phase. Alright, in the charge phase, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to charge, whittle that unit down. It's 9-inch charges. I'm probably going to go with these guys and these guys. So let's go ahead and roll those guys first. So I'm looking for a 9, and they fail. So with that, I don't think I'm going to have him go in, because I don't want him to go in by himself, because he'd probably just wreck me. I don't think he could kill enough of those guys that you'd get a pretty good counterattack. So with that, that concludes Ultramarines turn 1, and now, starting on turn 2, basically all the objectives are live on the table, so we can start scoring. So we're going into Genestealer Cult, turn 2. Alright, the movement phase is over for the Genestealer Cult, so Sean's making his play. We've got these guys moved up. These guys kind of sidled over. He didn't need a morale check last turn because he's within 6 of his Patriarch. You had some deep striking. Those are Acolytes?
Yeah, Acolyte hybrids, and then 1 Magus.
1 Magus back there. You did have some guys, the Neophytes, break out of that building, kind of running over here. And you had the most exciting part of the movement phase. These guys deep struck. You spent 3 command points to move d6 inches, but you rolled a 1 and you re-rolled it with a command point to a 2. So you still got quite a charge there, but with that character, I guess you're still looking for 6 inches. So that's not too bad. But you did spend 4 command points. How many command points do you have left, Sean?
I have 5 command points left.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then one thing I might do is, if I can still do my movement, I might drop one of my units here, just so I can move up farther from this. On my
Oh, is another deep striking unit?
Yeah, I got another 5-man Acolyte squad, so
Okay.
go ahead and plop them there.
So he's going to go ahead and place them, and then we'll move on to the psychic phase. All right, so Sean decided not to drop in the remaining troops. He's saving them for turn 3, so on to psychic phase. All right, psychic phase. Your Patriarch's going to try to mind war Hot Diggity Dog. So you need to get a what to cast this?
5.
5. You got a 9. My librarian's only within range of him, so I might as well try to stop it because he has nothing else to do. So let's see if we can roll at 10. So sorry, no mind war for you today. All right, then this wizard, what's that guy?
Magus.
He just is going to try to do mass hypnosis onto Hot Diggity Dog. This is to deny his Overwatch, is that correct?
Yes,
Yep.
strike last and +1 for hits.
Oh, nice. That's terrible. And you need a 7 to cast this normally?
Yep.
So you need a 6 because you got a little dude standing next to you.
Which is a relic version of the...
Rouchling. All right, so let's see a 6. And you got it with an 8, and I can't stop that. So you really kind of mind controlled my Hot Diggity Dog. And then you have one more spell?
Yep,
Or-
I'm going to do Might from Beyond onto the Aberrants, and that's also a 7, but a 6 because of the crouchling.
No, no. Do you want to spend a command point?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and spend a command point on this one.
All right. So you got it with a 8.
Down to 4.
Down to 4 command points. And what does that do to your aberrants? You're buffing them up?
+1 attack, +1 strength.
Nice. That's kind of terrifying. All right, so first up, the bike squad is going to be going. He's got a couple of targets, but the big one is going to be this guy chucking a demo charge at Hot Diggity Dog. All right, walk us through what you need here.
So this first roll is D6 shots. See how
Okay.
many shots I get.
Ooh, nice.
So that'd be 4.
You might even blow them up before you charge them.
Need 4s to hit.
Forced to hit.
So I got 3 hits,
All right.
and these are strength 8.
I'm toughness 7, so 3s to wound. And we got all 3. What's the minus?
-3.
So my 3 up goes to a 6 up, right? Or does that ignore it? Yeah, that 6. All right, so let's see some 6s. Each one of these does D3 damage, is that
Yep.
right? Ooh. All right, we need a couple of 6s here. I got 1, so 2 snake through. For nice 5 damage. So that drops him down to 8. All right, so these guys are all firing into the intercessors. Why don't you start with the shotguns, Sean? You've got 4 shots of that, hitting on
4s.
hitting on 4s. All right. So you got 1 hit.
And then because I'm within 6 inches, it goes to strength 4, so 4s again.
All right, you got a wound so far.
And then I'm going to go ahead and shoot the grenade. I'm going to shoot it as a crack, 4.
Okay,
It's a
so
hit.
you hit.
Strength 6, so it's going to be on 3s.
3s to wound.
1
So that's minus.
It is -1, D3 damage.
So I'm good.
And then I'm going to do the heavy flamer, D6 shots, 1 shot, strength is on 3s,
3s to wound.
and it's -1.
-1, so 4 up. Okay, so I think just 1 wound made it through from a shotgun. Because, oh, I didn't think I rolled the save for that shotgun.
You know, I don't remember you doing it
Yeah.
either.
So let's do that real quick. I'm assuming there's no minus on shotgun?
Nope.
So 3 up on that. And that one gets through. So that's 1 damage. That's 1 damage for shotgun, right?
Yep.
All right. So 1 guy's on 1 damage.
Back up there.
All right, the what is that?
Scout Sentinel.
Scout Sentinel is going into the same intercessor unit.
So shooting his multi-laser, normally 4s, but it is heavy 3, so let's try to get some 5s. So
you got a
the
5.
1. Strength 6, 3s to wound. Wound, no minuses.
All right, so let's see a 3 up. That's a 3 up. All right, next up we got this autocannon. He moved. He's going after the same unit of intercessors, hitting on 5s, correct? Because you moved.
Yep.
All right, let's see those some 5s. Nice. And then wounding on 3s. So it's 1 wound minus.
1.
So 4 up. Good. All right, mortars are going into my infiltrator, so that's 3d6 shots. And so that is 10.
Alright.
And then these are hitting on 4s, right?
Yep.
All right.
Alright, so here's 10. Not too bad. And then 4s again.
Exactly average, okay. And 4s to wound. Looks like you got 2 wounds. And there's no minus on this, correct?
Correct.
All right, so we got 2 wounds, 3 up. Oh! Blows 1 guy up. This guy in the back. Ugh. All right, so that concludes Genestealer Cult shooting phase. So now we're going to go into the assault phase. Sean, you want to start with these guys. These aberrants are going in here. You have an 8-inch charge, but what's giving you a bonus?
So because I paid the 1 command point for the detachment Anointed Throng and then also the Warlord trait, that gives him +1 to all aberrants within 6 inches of Abominant.
Okay.
And I also have the Clamavis, which adds +1 to advance and charges. So
Nice.
needed an 8, so I'll need a 6, and I'm doing those first because I will save my reroll if I have to.
Right. You want these guys in.
So I need that 6, and I need to save the reroll. So I need to get a 3+ here.
All right, 3+.
Oh, 2 again.
Oh, no. No. Well, to be honest, though, I don't have a lot of firepower to deal with these guys this turn because I have a feeling I'm going to be swamped over here. All right, so on to the next charge.
Okay, so I think I will go ahead and move. So he can't overwatch, so I think I will go ahead and declare a charge on both these targets right here.
Okay, so with that, from the aberrants?
Yeah.
Okay, so those aggressors will be able to shoot, and that is, that's going to be a lot of shots. So that's 6 shots each plus 3d6. So it's 18 shots plus 12 more. So that's 30 shots in Overwatch. All right, I've got 15 dice here. We'll do this twice, looking for 6s. I got 1 hit so far, and then we'll roll that again. Oh, there we go. We got 5 that time. So that's a total of 6 hits. And then we're wounding you on 4s. So that is 4 wounds and no minus.
Alright, so I'm going by 5+ armor.
Stop
Saved
one.
1. And then I only have a 5+. Feel no pain this turn, but I do get to reroll 1 still. So I ignore 1 and see if I can ignore another 1. Nope.
Yep, so
One
so I drop 1 before you slaughter me. And it looks like you have probably a 4-inch charge there, or 5-inch charge.
Yeah,
So-
well, let's see. So, since it's both.
All right, so it looks like you're going to need a 3 to get in here, so no double 1s. Okay, so 4. That'll get you in. Maybe not as far as you wanted to go, but...
Alright.
Okay, next up, the Sentinel is going to be charging the Intercessors. So we are going to Overwatch. We've got 20 shots. This is the first 10. We've got 3 hits, and then the second 10 adds nothing to it. So I imagine I'm wounding you on 5s.
Yeah, I'm toughness 5.
And what did I say? That was 3 hits?
I thought you said 4, but...
4? I thought it was 3. Oh, 3. Well, that's 3 wounds. Oh, no, 2 wounds. At -1.
Alright, 5 up save. Saved 1.
So he takes 1 damage.
Let's see if I can get in there.
And then charge distance, you probably need a 3. Oh, he fails. No. And you spent your command point, so he's not going in. Alright, next up, the bikes are declaring a charge against just the Intercessors, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be 20 shots in Overwatch here. Looking for those 6s. Okay, we've got 3 so far. For 5 total. They are, what's your toughness on those bikes?
Toughness 4.
Okay, so wounding on 4s. So we got 3 wounds at -1.
Alright, 6 up saves. So
3 wounds.
I think I'll take them all on the wolf quad, which has 4.
So the quad is down to 1 wound. Alright, go ahead and roll your distance. There we go, they make it in. Alright, next up, the Patriarch is declaring a charge against, I'm assuming, the Dreadnought and the Intercessors. Alright. So you got a 6, so that's plenty to bring you in. Alright, so, sorry, the Patriarch ends up right here, and then you got a Longbond 9-inch charge for these Acolytes or Hybrids. Or
Yeah, Acolyte hybrids. So 9.
No.
Yeah, I got all those double ones.
Double ones.
I got them out of the way though. It's fine with me. I got those double ones.
Those ones were okay. You didn't need those guys in. Now, what really hurt was those guys failing their charge. They're still in a good position, but failing their charge kind of hurt. All right, so that's it for the charge phase. On to the fight phase. Okay, so you're choosing your aberrants first. 2 guys are going to be swinging into the aggressors, and 2 guys are going to be going into Hot Diggity Dog. So let's go ahead and start with your guy.
So the aberrant hypermorph, he's getting a ton of attacks as he's got his improvised weapon and might from beyond.
All right.
So 3s.
What is he hitting on 3s?
So I got, looks like I got 2 messes.
Yep.
I think these will be wounding on 2s because his strength is like 14 with the Cult Creed and might from beyond. So
Alright.
choose.
So you got 5 hits. Very nice.
And then I'll do the...
Or 5 wounds minus.
Those are -1, but they do 2 damage each.
Okay, so normally my 3-up goes to 4-up and it's 5 wounds, right?
Yes.
5 wounds. So I'm looking for just -1, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm looking for 4-ups. So I stopped 2. And then how much damage goes through?
2.
Alright, so that's enough to kill all 3. They're 2 wounds each. Alright, next up, the other 2 guys are going into Hot Diggity Dog. The one guy lost his attacks because he was going into the aggressors, but it was overkill. Alright, so same thing though, right? Same number of attacks going into the Dreadnought?
Yep, from the Aberrant Hypermorph with
hitting
the
on
improvised
threes.
weapon. So 2 misses,
It's 2 again.
and then he's really pumped up, so it'll actually be 2s again.
Winning 2s. Wounding my Dreadnought on 2s. How nice is that? Alright, so that is 6 wounds. -1, you said?
Yep.
Alright, so I need 4 ups. Let's see it, hot diggity dog. So 3 go through. Each one of those is 2 damage, you said?
Yep.
Alright, so he is down to 2 wounds.
I'm gonna go ahead and do his Hypermorph tail.
Okay.
See if that hits on a 3.
It does.
Hits, I think wounding on 5s.
Definitely 7.
Okay,
Nope.
so no wound. And then the guy behind him with the hammers.
Okay.
3 attacks just because of Might from Beyond, got him that extra. Hitting on 4s because of -1 with the hammer. So I got 3
nice,
hits.
all 3.
He's also wounding on 2s because it doubles his strength with the hammer. So 3 wounds, and these ones are a little bit more powerful. -3, flat 3 damage.
Woo, so I need to get triple 6s here to survive. Okay, he's dead. Does he explode? Alright, so Hot Diggity Dog is gone. Does he explode on a 6? No, he does not. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and interrupt before the Patriarch can like annihilate my Intercessor squad. So I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 command points and let them fight next. Alright, so these guys piled in. 3 of these Marines are attacking the Patriarch, so that's going to be 6 attacks. Kind of wish I would have made them veteran Intercessors now. Hitting on 3s.
+1 because it's Warlord trait.
Oh, +1 to hit, so that's in close combat too. So I only get 2 hits. And then what's his toughness?
5.
Alright, so wounding on 5s. So we got 1 wound and no minus on your Patriarch.
Okay. 5 up.
Yep. So can he pass off the wound or does he just take it?
He can take it, he can pass it off because this guy's in his unit, but I think I'll just keep him alive.
Does he have a 6-up field no ping? Your Patriarch?
I don't know if I'm at 6 inches anymore. That was just because of this guy with the banner.
Oh.
So he is not within 6 inches, just
Okay.
out.
Alright, so he takes a wound then. And the other 7 are going into the bikes, the bike unit. They are within 6. I forgot about that. I forgot about that on Overwatch too, having reroll 1s. So here we go, looking for hitting you on 3s. And I can reroll these 3 1s. So we missed with a couple, but that's so far so good. Toughness on your bike unit?
4.
4s. So we are wounding on 4s. Let's see some 4s. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. No minus.
5+.
Okay, so you stop 2 of them, so 3 go through.
So 1 dead wolf and then 1 dead bike.
Yep. Each bike has 2 wounds.
Yep.
Alright, so that's not too bad. Now it's back to you, so now you can kind of annihilate me. Next up, the Patriarch is going into the Intercessors. What do you got for me?
So Patriarch has 6 attacks, hitting on 2s.
Okay.
So we got a mess out of there, and then he is strength 6, and so he'll be wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s. Let's see some 3s.
And 6s do something special, and those are the only hits I got. So -6, flat 3 damage.
So those just kill 2 Marines with no chance of any kind of save. So 1 guy is already wounded, so your flat 3 is kind of wasted. And then we'll kill another guy. So that is 2 more wounds, but it's...
And the little dude
Wasted.
will attack with his rending claws. He hits
Okay.
on 3s.
Alright.
And then he wounds on 4s, his strength 4. 1 wound.
Minus?
-1.
-1, so let's see a 4 up. Oh no, someone takes another wound. We'll put it on this guy. Alright, your bikes get to go. So, what are you attacking with first?
So I'm gonna go with the leader. I actually
Okay.
paid for his power axe. He hits on 4s. 1 hit.
Okay.
Power axe adds 1 to the strength, so I will be wounding on 4s. So I actually got a wound.
Okay, minus?
-1. Or,
Okay, good. So, even if it's -2. Alright, then the regular bikers.
each one gets 1 regular attack, hitting on 4s. 1
One.
hit, and strength 3, so 5s. No minus.
No minus, let's see a 3 up. Hey, he's good. Alright, those guys lost. Your Patriarch killed 2. So there's 8 left, so they can't fail. Unless you have something that subtracts from my morale.
Nope.
Okay, so they stick around. Do you want those bikers to pile in? After
Yep,
that?
I'll just go ahead and pile this guy in just a little bit more.
Okay. All right, so that is it for Genestealer Cult turn 2. On to Ultramarines turn 2. Can I turn the tide? You killed my Dreadnought and my Aggressors, 2 of my best units, so we'll see what happens going into Ultramarines turn 2. All right, so I am done with my movement phase. So my captain, feeling the danger that's happening, just seeing Hot Diggity Dog get ripped to shreds by a bunch of guys with hammers, he called in some reinforcements. So my Inceptors dropped down with the Lieutenant with their plasma rifles. They are within range, and Patriarch is the closest unit to them. Over here, these guys fell back a little bit so that they could still rapid fire those guys before they get horribly destroyed. He moved up just a little bit to make sure he could cast a Smite or cast his power over there onto those Phobos. Otherwise, that's about it. So we're going to go into the Psychic phase. Okay, so the first thing he's going to do is cast Scryer's Gaze on that Phobos unit. So I need a 6. So that is a 9. You are within range to try to deny with your Patriarch. Would you like to do that?
Sorry, what does that one do again?
It's going to give the Phobos unit reroll misses in the shooting phase.
I think I'll wait for something else.
Okay. Then he can cast one second spell, which is going to be just a plain old Smite. The Patriarch is the closest. I get this off on a 5. Ooh, it's mega, so you can't deny that, but that is a Perils, right?
Okay.
So I take D3 wounds, and you take D6 wounds. So I'll do me first. 1 wound, okay. I can deal with this. So theoretically, I could kill you
Oh my.
if I roll a 5 or 6. That would be really good. Do you have anything to save against mortal wounds?
Can't save them, but I can pass them on to other people.
You can pass them out? Okay. All right. So I want a 6. Let's see it. 3. I'll take 3.
And I'll try to pass those on.
Okay. All right, so the Aberrant's going to try to pass 3 mortal wounds to these guys. It's successful on a 4-up, is that right?
Yeah, and a model's just slain for each mortal wound.
Okay.
So I'm able to do it once, so my Patriarch's taken 2, and then 2 guys dead here.
So 2 guys are dead there. I assume you want to keep the axe, right? Or no?
I want to stay within the 3 inches.
Stay within the 3 inches.
And I'm losing 2 here.
Okay, so he is. So the Patriarch's down to 3.
Yep.
All right. All right, we're going to go with the snipers, the eliminators. They're going to shoot the Patriarch. They are going to use Mortis rounds, which add +2 to hit, but you are at -1. So really I'm getting +1 to my shooting instead of +2. I'm going to be hitting on 3s normally, so really I'm going to be hitting on 2s. So that's good. If I went with the other round, I only would have hit once. So that's 3 hits. Strength 4 though, so I'm only wounding you on 5s. So let's see some 5s. So we got 1 5, and this is no -1 damage. So you're going to go ahead and roll your save.
Yeah, 5 plus and vulnerable.
Got it. Blink. So you totally ignore those guys. All right, those eliminators, or sorry, not eliminators, suppressors are going to fire into your aberrants. So it's going to be 6 shots, hitting on 3s. So we got 4 hits. Strength 7, so wounding on 3s. So that is 4 wounds at -2.
Feel no pains on a 5 plus.
So you stopped one of them. So that's would have been 6 damage, but since you subtract 1 damage each, so that's 3 damage basically.
Okay.
Kill, and 1 guy takes a wound.
Alright.
All right, these suppressors are going to go into the Sentinel. So we're looking for hitting on 3s. So we got 4 hits. Strength 7. I'm assuming he's not toughness 7.
No,
Okay.
that's not.
So wounding on 3s, my lieutenant is within range to give him a reroll 1s. So 3s rerolling 1s. So of course I get 2 2s. So this is -2, 2 damage each.
So 4 plus save. Am I getting 6s
So
or no
you get
save?
6s, yeah, just
All right.
-2. So 4 damage drops him down to 1. All right, my lieutenant's going to go next. He's going to fire at the bike. The bike has skilled rider or something like that, so it's 1 harder to hit. So normally his 3-up is going to be a 4-up, and he misses. But he is within 6 inches of the captain, so he can re-roll that 4-up, and he still misses. Sorry, and he is in rapid fire range, so he gets 1 other shot. Still looking for that 4. We're still re-rolling that 1. There we go. It is strength toughness 4 versus
Toughness 4 on the bike.
toughness 4 versus strength 4, so we need a 4-up, and we get it. So this is a minus nothing, 2 damage though.
Ooh, I really want to save this. So 5
Yep.
plus save. Nope. So he's just dead.
So he kills the bike. All right, so next up I'm going to go with my intercessors. So I wanted to punk out that bike so more of these guys would be able to shoot at the Patriarch. What I'm going to do is, since these are Indominus Crusaders, I'm going to spend a command point for the rapid fire ability. So basically their rapid fire weapons go from 1 to 2. So that's going to be 4 shots per intercessor. So we're going to start here. 2 of these guys have to shoot at him. So that's going to be 8 shots at your walker guy thing. So I am hitting on 3s. Is he any harder to hit?
Nope.
Okay. So hitting on 3s, I can re-roll the 1. So we've got 5 hits. I'm wounding on 5s, but I can re-roll 1s because of the lieutenant. So we got 2 so far, and we turn that into 3 hits. These are minus 1.
5 ups?
5 ups. No! 1 snuck through. So, do you want to spend a command point to try to roll that, or you want to keep them? Or
No, he can. He didn't make that charge, he died.
he didn't make the charge. All right, so I've got 6 guys. With that ability, it's going to be 24 shots into your Patriarch. I think what we're going to do is have the captain use his Warlord ability to point at these guys, and then point at that guy to add +1 to their shooting roll, which basically I'm just doing to negate your -1 that you have on there. So I'm going to go ahead and roll 12 at a time, see if we can get them with the first one. So we're hitting on 3s still because of all the pluses and minuses. And the captain lets me re-roll the 1 that I rolled, which of course we turn it into a 2. So we've got 9 hits so far. We're wounding on 5s, and then the lieutenant is in range for re-rolling 1s. So we've got 2 1s in there. All right, so we got, if you want to do the saves here, well actually, let me do the other 12. Sorry, Sean. So we've got 3 wounds so far at -1, and then this is the second batch of 12. So we can re-roll these 2 1s, and we convert those into hits. So the second batch is a little bit better. And then wounding on 5s. Re-rolling the 1s for the lieutenant. 3 of them this time. Now we do convert. So we get 3 more wounds. So I think that was 6 total. I think there was 3 in the first batch.
Yep.
So these are 6 wounds at -1.
Okay. Well, I got 5 plus invulnerable.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get a few of these. I got 1,
You
2.
got 2, so 4 go through.
Okay. So basically, I'd have to pass over 1 onto the familiar, and then I would have to pass on another 1 to just to those 5. And then you have shooting from here too, right?
I got shooting from these guys haven't gone yet. Yes, and really that's the last of my shooting.
Okay. I don't think I'll pass it on. I think I'll just let the warlord get killed there.
Okay. All right, so the Patriarch dies. So your little guy, though, stays, or does he run away?
I think he dies with
He
him.
dies with them. So, okay, cool. So that gives me Warlord kill. And my Plasma Intercessors are the only guys left to go. They're going to be firing at the Aberrants. You're going to cancel the 1 damage out of...
Yeah, it reduces 1 to a minimum of 1.
So there's no point in overcharging. So I'm just going to roll the number of shots together.
I mean, if you do it, I'll make the sound effect.
You make the sound effect. So I'm not going to overcharge these guys. Each one of them is doing 2 D3 plasma shots. And we'll go into these guys. Oh my. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plasma shots. All right, so 15 plasma shots, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the captain. So I get, look at all those 2s, man. But we do have 3 1s, so we'll go ahead and reroll those. And we do convert all those to hits. And then it is, I believe it's strength 7. Let me double check. What's their toughness?
4.
Oh, okay. So I know overcharged is not strength 8. So wounding on 3s, the lieutenant will let them reroll 1s. Which is good because we got 3 1s here. All right, so we've got 3, 6, 9 wounds at, I believe it is -2? Might be -3. I'll check. Either way it goes to their feel no pain. What is that, 5 up rerolling 1s?
I'm not within 6, I don't think, so I think it's just 5.
Oh, just 5. So
I think they're dead, so I need 5. That's 5 there. Yeah, they're dead.
Okay. So the plasma guys do what they were supposed to do. And with that, that is the end of my shooting. Actually, these guys haven't gone yet, so they're going over there. All right, so these guys, I've got 2 in rapid fire range, 3 that are not. We're going into those aberrants. Looking for 3s. These guys aren't any harder to hit, are they?
Nope.
Okay. And wounding on their toughness 4, correct?
Yep.
So wounding on 4s. So we got 2 wounds at -1, but you are in cover. We're counting if you're up against that wall, shooting across it to be cover. So basically cancels out my -1.
5 up saves. Got 1 save. Feel no pain.
Got it. So no damage. Excellent. So I should have said this at the end of my, beginning of my turn, but I didn't. I only got 1 point in this turn. So I'm 1 point to 3 right now.
You got Warlord. Oh.
But I got Warlord kill. Yeah, you're right. So I've got 2. But you're still ahead, and you're about to cap a bunch more points. You're about to get 3 more points minimum. So we're going to see. I feel really good about repulsing that charge. I mean, losing my Dreadnought and the aggressors was tough, but I think that's this. Well, those guys are terrifying, but and if they hold that objective, it's bad. But we'll see. I've got some units to counterplay. So, all right, on to Genestealer Cult, turn 3. All right, so the movement phase is over for Sean. It looks like you doubled down here. How many units do you have on that center objective?
So I have 2 5-man Acolyte squads, Acolyte hybrids, 1 Neophyte hybrid squad, and 2 characters with the, is it the Icon Ward and the Magus?
Nice. So
it's familiar.
So it looks like Sean's strategy is to double down on here, deny me the middle objective, and even if I can shoot you off, you're winning on points.
Yeah, that's all I can do. Once everything's on the board, there's not much more I can move, so I can't really...
And you do have a very good play here. I mean, if you can get on this objective on your next turn, that's 3 more points, and it's keeping me from getting a point. That charge is probably going to happen, so... you also deep struck your gunslinger, is that right?
the Kellermorph.
And then these guys advanced over here. Those guys stay put, right?
Yeah.
Securing your objective. Yeah, that's a lot of bodies to shoot through. All right, so on to Psychic phase for Genestealer Cult. All right, so we've got your, what is that guy? Magus. Casting something on my...
Massive Gnosis.
Massive Gnosis. Basically making them harder to hit and fight last in the fight phase. So you need a 7, right?
Yep, a +1 for the Crunchling.
All right, so 6. And you get it with a 6. And I'm too far away to deny, so they are mass hypnosis. All right, this gunslinging guy is going after my intercessors. 6 shots hitting on 2s. Successful hits explode, right?
Yep.
Yep, so you got 2 misses.
So I got 4 hits, and I'll roll those. Oh my.
And then
2 more, so I think 6 total.
6 total. And strength?
I think 4, so 4 hits.
All right, so it looks like you got 2.
-1, 2 damage.
-1. Oh, Primaris killers. All right, so we got 4 ups. And do I want to spend a command point? You don't have a lot of scary shooting. That's I'll go for that. I'll go command point. Let's see if we can get that 4 up. We do. And the command point's gone. Autocannons firing into the same group of intercessors, so it's 2 shots hitting on 4s. Nice. Wounding on 3s. 1. Minus.
1.
4 up. No, I failed. How much damage? 2?
2.
So that kills, well, that kills this wounded guy. The mortars there in the corner are going to go after the infiltrators. So that is 3d6 shots. What do you got?
11.
11. That's not bad, I guess.
I'll take that, no problem. 6, 9, 11.
And you're hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s.
That looked pretty
Yes,
good.
that's good so far. Let's see some more 4s. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then let's see. We've got 3 up saves. So 1 snakes through. So those guys, 1 guy is down, 1 wound. That's it for shooting. We're going into the charge phase. These guys need an 8-inch charge, but you're still getting +2 to your charge.
Yep.
So last time you failed both times, John, so surely you're going to make it this time.
I got my command point ready for it, so let's see.
Oh, you didn't need it. 9. So they are in. Oh, so long, guys. All right, and these guys are all in. Any other charges? Those guys want to try a long bomb charge to get in?
I don't think they could, because they have to get within an inch. I don't think they could actually fit anywhere.
Oh, okay. All right, so you want to just go to your swinging phase.
Sounds good.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go. The aberrants are going into my intercessors.
So I'm going to go ahead and do the hypermorph with the improvised weapon. So you got a 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. So
Just 3 hits.
So I got those. Doubles his strength. They're normally 5, 6 because of the cold. So I think I'm hitting on 2s.
Wounding on 2s, yep.
So 2 more. These are -1, 2 damage.
Okay, so let's see if we can cancel those out real quick. -1, so 4 ups. So 2 go through, so that's 4 damage so far. That kills 2.
I'll do the hypermorph with his hammer, 3 attacks, but he normally hits on 3s, but 4s because it's a hammer. So I got 1. Wounding on 2s. Oh.
Yep. Okay. Next up.
They each got a tail attack. So 2 hits, wounding on 4s. So 1, no minus.
All right, let's see a 3 up. No, so 2 guys are dead so far. 1 guy's on 1 wound.
I have 3 regular hammers, so that's 6 attacks.
Okay.
These ones hit on 4s because that minus with the hammer. Oh, that was
Nice.
pretty good. And these
That's
are
what you
on,
need.
These are on 2s. So these are -3 or 4, but flat 3 damage. I'll double check that.
So -3. Let me see if I can roll 4 6s. Nope, doesn't matter. They're all dead. Well, good. I didn't want to roll morale anyway. All right, and with that, that's the end of Genestealer Cult turn 3. On to Ultramarines turn 3. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to win this on points. You've got 6 points to my 2, but it is not looking very good. So on to Ultramarines turn 3. Let's see what we can do. All right, that's it for Ultramarines movement phase. Basically, these guys jump down here to maybe take out that Kellermorph. These guys all kind of walked forward. These guys kind of flew backwards. They're still in range over here. I'm counting on them doing some work there. Then over there, those guys sidled over to shoot around that way. And those guys are staying put to put some heat on these characters. So we are going to go to psychic phase. Alright, first up, my Psyker is going to cast Tenberous Curse onto these guys. It is warp value 6. And I get it with an 11. Oh, why couldn't that have been Smite? So do you want to try to stop that one?
Sorry, what does it do?
It'll do 1 mortal wound, and they're halving their movement and charge distances.
I think I'll let that go.
Alright, so they take 1 mortal wound.
Save my double 6s for the...
Save your double 6. And then he's going to go ahead and do Scryer's Gaze on those guys to let them reroll their missed shots. And we get it exactly with a 6. So that's my last power, so you might as well
Try to dispel that one if I
dispel
can.
it. You got it with a 7. No Scryer's Gaze for them.
Couple wounds, but...
First up in the shooting phase, these guys are going to fire into the Kellermorph. It's 6 shots. They did move, so they are hitting on 4s instead of 3s, but the captain is within range to let them reroll 1s. So 6 shots. Well, we can reroll this 1-1. Okay, so we got 3 hits. Strength is 7. I'm assuming his toughness is 7.
There's 3.
Okay. Oh, so wounding on 2s with these. Ah. How many wounds does he have?
4.
And what's his save?
5 plus invulnerable.
Oh, so I better... Okay, I'll spend a command point to re-roll this one. So we got it. So that's 3 wounds and -2. So you're 5 up invuln. These are 2 damage each. So you need to pass 2 of them to...
5 ups. He's dead.
He's dead. And my captain is going to point to these guys and tell these guys to hit them. These ones have the -1 damage as well, right?
Yep.
So there's no point in overcharging my plasma. So that's going to be this many D3 shots. So we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 shots. Alright, so 13 shots. These guys normally hit on 3s. The captain is letting them hit on 2s, re-rolling 1s. So we've got all of them hitting. And then it's going to be wounding on 3s with the lieutenant there, re-rolling 1s. So we only have 1, 2. That's good. We've got a couple of 1s. Let's see if we can convert them. We can convert one of them. So we've got 5, 10, 11 wounds on those guys. And they have a feel no pain of 5 up? 5 up? Okay.
Yeah, probably should have spent the command points to get them to the 4, but let's see how we do here at the 5 ups.
5 ups. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's a lot of 5 ups.
4 ups won't even help me.
Nope.
So it looks like I failed 6, so 3 guys down.
3 guys down.
Well, saved myself 2 command points.
Yeah, yeah. Next up, those suppressors are going to fire at that abominant. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on strength 7, so he's toughness 4, right?
Yep.
So wounding on 3s. So only 1. This is -2, 2 damage.
Okay, so no save, but I'm going to do feel no pain, 5 up.
Okay.
So is it normally 2 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so then 1 damage.
1 damage. All right, next up I'm going to go with my intercessors, and I'm going to use the stratagem for rapid fire, so they're in rapid fire 2. So they're getting 4 shots off each. I'm going to put half of my guys into these guys. What are these guys again, Sean?
Acolyte hybrids.
Acolyte hybrids, and then 14 more into the other guys. The Imperial. No, those are neophytes.
Yeah, neophyte hybrids.
Neophytes. All right. So let's go into the scary guys first. 14 shots. Hitting on 3s or re-rolling 1s.
+1 for mass hypnosis, or did you do something to counter?
Oh no, I didn't. So they're mass hypnosis, right?
Yep.
So they're hitting on 4s. So that's really saving you. 5 hits. Wounding on 3s. So we can re-roll the 1 from the lieutenant. So that is 4 wounds and -1, 1 damage each.
Alright, so my save would go to a 6+, but also because of the banner, I get a 6+ feel no pain. So 6s and 6s. Well, that's helping
2.
so far. And then 6s
6s
again.
Okay,
Okay.
so 2 wounds. We got 14 shots going into the neophytes. These ones, are they 1 heart? Oh yeah, they're because my unit's hitting on 4s. So get rid of all of those. So we have 4 1s there. So we turn that into that many hits, wounding on 3s. Rerolling the 1 for the lieutenant. So that is 6 wounds on the acolyte hybrids. So they get a 6 up, feel no pain, right? Or
Yeah.
6 up and a 6 up?
Yep, 6s again. None that time. Let's see if we can make that up on this one. Huh?
You got
Okay,
1.
1.
So 5 of those guys die. Okay, those infiltrators are going to go at the acolyte hybrid squad behind there. Some are within rapid fire range, some are without. So we're going to go with this many dice. Hitting on those guys are fine to hit, so I'm hitting on 3s. That's an automatic wound. But boy, these guys really did not do well that time. And then wounding on, those guys are toughness 4?
3.
3, so wounding on 3s. So we did get 5 wounds total at no minus.
Okay, 5s and 6s. That's
Oh,
pretty good.
nice.
And let's get some 6s now. Oh,
No.
no.
So 2 of those guys drop. All right, snipers are going into this unit of Acolyte hybrids, hitting on 3s. Ugh. Wounding on 3. All right, so that is, I think that round is -1.
6 and then 6.
So what?
Six.
It's D3. So.
Oh, sorry.
let's
Okay,
see.
white, 1 dead.
So.
Anyways. 'Cause
Yeah, but you do feel no pain against both wounds. So you stopped. So D3, he did 2 wounds to you. So you stopped 1 with your feel no pain.
It's on these guys, though, right? Because
Yeah.
they only got 1 wound each.
Yeah.
Oh, so it spreads out
So you got
between
1
all.
more feel no pain.
Okay.
So that kills 1. So I did 2 wounds to 1 guy, but you negated 1 of the 2 wounds.
Okay.
Because they don't have the -1 damage, do they?
No.
Okay, yeah. So that's right.
So there's 1 guy dead, right?
Just 1 guy.
Okay.
Yep. And I think that is it for shooting. I think all my guys have shot. So we're going to go ahead and go with... Actually, my lieutenant has not shot. We'll see if he's got anything in range. All right, my lieutenant's going to try to pick off one of those... actually, he's going to go over here to the aberrants. He'll fire... he's within rapid fire range. So it's 2 shots hitting on 3s. So that is 1 hit. Wounding on 4s. Yep. And that's it with my shooting phase. All right, here we go in the charge phase. Those infiltrators are going to try to charge. They need a 7-inch charge to reach that guy. So they're going to declare this unit as a target. Do you want to overwatch?
Yep. I think I am not within... Let's see who gets to rapid fire. So I think these guys are in rapid fire range. So they should get 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 shots.
8 shots.
Plus 1 for just the auto pistol.
All right.
So these are 6s. Got 1. Wounding on 5s. Got 1.
Okay. 3 up. I'm good. So let's see. We need a 7-up charge. Ah! All right, let's spend a command point. There we go. We got 8 inches. So those guys are going in. I'm going to go ahead and roll these guys too. They need a 7 here. And they fail. All right, so they're going to get 13 attacks. That's where they end up after their pile and move. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Oh, that's not bad. So we got 7 wounds at no minus for those guys.
All right. 5s and 6s.
Okay, so that's
6s here. Okay, so 6 down. I think that's the squad.
I think that's a unit.
Yep.
Yeah, I think there's only 5 left.
All right. Beating on these old miners.
Yep. Send them back to the warp. No, not warp. Send them
To
back
the
to the
hive
hive mind. And with that charge, even if I pile in, I'm not going to have as many guys as you on that objective. So I think they're going to stay. All right, so that is it for turn 3 for the Ultramarines. I did not do
I gotta
enough.
do a few leaderships.
But oh yeah, so you have a few leaderships. Those guys lost
3.
3.
The
What is
leadership's
it?
only 7.
Okay.
So if I roll some high, I'll go with that.
6, you're good.
These guys, looks like they lost 3 guys. So they're normally 8. So let's just see what I get.
Ooh.
I think they're gone.
Yeah, so 3 plus 8, that's, no, 3 plus 9, so you lose 1.
Okay. I'll leave 1 guy there. Sounds good to me. These guys, looks like, I think they lost 2.
Yeah, so they can't fail.
Okay.
Because even if you roll a 6 plus 2 is 8.
All right.
All right, so that's it for turn 3. So on to turn 4 for the, oh man, you're going to get a lot of points. This is where you run away with it. So that's turn 4 for Genestealer Cult, and you get 6 points this turn. All right, so that's movement phase for Genestealer Cult. Basically, those 2 characters moved up, try to find some cover there. And then over here, you kind of repositioned to, I don't know if you're going to be charging me or not, but to block me from the objective, if nothing else. Over here, these guys advanced, those guys moved up, and that's it, really, Sean. Anything else?
Nope, I think I'll just go to Psychic.
Yeah, let's go straight to Psychic. What are you going to do?
I think I'll go ahead and I will attempt to do, I guess,
mass hypnosis on these guys.
Have them fight last at -1.
Yeah, and then no Overwatch. So I need a 7, but 6 because of the crouch lane. Got a 10.
Okay, got a 10. And you have one other that you can cast, right?
I think I already used it. One time a game, you can do 2, and I think I did 2 when he came down.
All right, so let's see if I can roll 11, because I am within range to try to deny. So I need an 11, you rolled a 10. And we do not get it, so they are mind controlled. All right, these guys are going to be firing into my infiltrators. What are you going with first, Sean?
I'll do the last guns, so hitting on 4s. Got a few hits in there, and then 5s. Looks like 1.
Okay, and that's a 3-up save. Oh, you managed to kill a guy. Blah.
I'm gonna do the auto cannon, but I think they go at the same time, so I think you can put the double damage on him. But let's see, 1 hit, wounding on 3s, 1 wound, so -1, 2 damage.
Okay, 4-up. Oh, you're taking out another one.
Are you not able to put the double damage on the wounded guy and then?
No, because you decide the order you shoot. So you shoot last guns first, pick off the guy with the wound, then you fire your heavy gun again. That's not simultaneous, so that's the best way to do it to maximize your
Gotcha.
hits. All right, so those guys are done. You want to go straight to these guys?
Yeah, so this squad of 3 right here, basically 2 of them have flame pistols, so I think that's D6, so 4. Strength 3, so 5s. I got
Nice,
2.
2 more. Any minus?
Nope.
All right, 2 3-ups. Okay, we're good.
The remaining guy in that squad, he has a flame pistol. 6 shots.
I don't mind.
5s. 3. No, -3.
2 more 3-ups. Oh, you killed another one.
And then, if you want to go straight into it, each of these guys have a pistol. The icon ward hits on 3s, and then the magus actually hits on 3s too. So
Okay.
I'll do them both at the same time. Both hits, and these are on 5s. 2 wounds.
Oh, jeez. These guys are on fire, literally. But these 2 we stop. All right, mortars are going into the intercessors, so that is 3d6 shots.
All right.
All right, 9.
All right, let's do.
Hitting on 4s.
Yeah.
Not so good. 4. And wounding on 4s.
Here. None.
None. All right, so that's it for shooting phase. You want to go straight into charge?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to. I'll just go ahead and charge them with these 3 guys. Oh yeah, there's no Overwatch, so
They're mind controlled, so.
see what I can get. I think 7. I'm just gonna kind of move over here just because I want to make a little room for this next guy. I'll roll for him. So he should be good. He'll come in right here. Everyone's gonna get in on this. I guess the icon ward. I think he's good. He will come in right here, and then the magus will get in there. So he's only at 4. So let's get him within 1 inch right here. Oh, I'll go ahead and just activate the Acolyte hybrids. I will do the regular dudes. They get their attacks, Rending Claws, hitting on 3s. I'll hit. They are actually strength 4, so on 4s. If I get any 6s, okay, so I got 2 6s. That does, I think, so we go to the Rending Claws, it goes to -4 AP, and this other one's just -1 AP.
Okay, so 4-up. So we stopped at -1. So how much damage did the -4?
Just 1.
Okay, so those 2 is enough to kill 1 guy. And then next.
The leader, he has 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. So 2 hits. This is with the bone sword, so forced to wound, but it's -2. So 1 at -2.
All right, let's see a 5-up. Oh, we make it.
And yeah, and then they each have their cultist knife that they attack with. So just do those 3s, 2 hits, 4s, no minuses.
Okay, 2 3-ups. We're good. All right, next guy.
I'll go ahead and just activate the icon ward. He gets 4 Rending Claw attacks. So he hits on 3s.
All right, that's 3 hits.
Then wounding on, so he's actually strength 4, so 4s. So 2, just -1.
4-ups. Oh, we're good.
All
They're
right.
hanging tough.
And then I will go ahead and activate the other leader. So he just gets 3 attacks. On 3s, so I got 2 hits.
Okay.
Wounding on 4s, -2.
5 up. Oh, how much damage?
Just 1.
Okay.
And then then I'll activate the Magus. So the Magus gets 4 attacks, and he has his 4th stave, which is +2 strength, -1 damage, and D3, or -1 AP, D3 damage.
All right.
So he gets 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. So it's 2 hits, and then 3s again because of the plus strength. So 2, and yeah, these are -3. Or no, sorry, these are -1 D3.
All right, so we need some 4-ups here. I got it.
Nice. And then his little guy attacking. He gets 2 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. So 1, and it's -1.
He's good.
All right.
Okay, so they get to go back. I guess they'll go into this character here, your Psyker. So it's going to be 3 for the Sergeant, 2 for the regular guy, hitting on 4s because you messed with my mind. Wounding on, not that. All right, so that's it for me. So that's it for turn 4. That's a pretty good turn for you because you're on 12 points, and I'm pretty sure you just took the game out of my reach, but we're going to go ahead and go into Ultramarine turn 4.
The only thing at the beginning of the turn, I put the Bestial Vigor on them for the 2 command points. So now I only have 1 command point.
Gotcha, but now they're rocking a 4-up invuln, right?
Feel no pain.
Feel no pain. Okay. My infiltrators, they do need a morale test. They lost 5, plus 6, 11, so they are gone. They run
did you
away.
hit the +1
Oh wait,
in there?
yeah, but I get to no fear. Ah, there we go. So 5 plus 2, 7, so they're fine.
I say the mass hypnosis kept them from
Kept them from doing that. Yeah, they're there. All right, so on to turn 4 for Ultramarines. All right, movement phase is done. I'm continuing my advance. These suppressors jumped up here. Intercessors moved up to get within range of that objective. And over here, these guys kind of fell back. Still within range to put some shots there. Otherwise, we are ready to go on to Psychic phase. And I forgot, these guys from their perch are going to be looking down to shoot at those guys. All right, so we're going to go Psychic phase. The first thing we're going to do is a smite onto those guys. So we're looking for a 5. We got a 7. You want to try to stop that?
Do I have to be able to see him?
I don't think so.
All right, I will go try and stop that. 8.
Okay, so you stop it. And for his second trick, he's going to, really, his other things don't help, so he's done. So on to shooting phase. All right, so I'm going to go with these guys first. They're going to shoot at the aberrants. The captain's going to point them out so that they get to +1 on their shooting. So let's go. This many D6 or D3 shots. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shots. Hitting on 2s. So they all hit. Wounding on 3s. We're re-rolling 1s for the lieutenants. So of course we roll 4 2s. And another 2. So we've got 7 wounds on those aberrants.
Okay, so I'm getting no armor saves.
Just straight to your feel no pains.
Oops. And the nice thing is it's a 4+ this time around.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if that helps me out.
That helps. You didn't roll any 4s, but you rolled really well anyway.
I didn't need it. So 3, so 2.5 guys dead.
These infiltrators are going to fire at, I guess they're going to shoot this icon holder. Is he anything special to hit or anything like that?
No, he's a character, but I think he's probably the closest.
Yeah.
And then he has a 6+ feel no pain just because of his banner.
All right, so normally I'd hit you on a 3, but I'm hitting you on a 4 because those 2 guys are still mind controlled. Ugh, so we got 1 hit. Wound you on a 4. Okay, so that's 1 wound.
Any minus?
No minus.
5 up save. Nope, but 6+ feel no pain. Nope.
Okay.
Takes a wound.
Takes a wound. Next up, the suppressors there are going to be firing into the Acolyte hybrids. hitting on 3s. Wounding on their toughness 4?
Toughness 3.
Okay, wounding on 2s. Alright, so 4 wounds, -2, 2 damage each.
Okay,
I
so
guess
I think
it
I
doesn't.
need. Sorry, with 4 of them?
Yeah.
This feel no pain. 6s, they're all dead.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to go with my intercessors next. 2 of them can see this
Mages.
this guy, Mages. So they're going to put 8 shots, because I am going to spend a command point to do rapid fire again. They're going to hit him on 3s. We're rerolling 1s for the captain. So that's going to be all but 1 hit. Then we're wounding on 3s. Rerolling a 1 for the lieutenant. So that is 6 hits at -1 on your Magus.
Okay, so 6s. None, and then feel no pain on 6s.
See a lot of 6s.
You got 1, so he's
5.
probably dead. The one thing is, I think I will. So I can just take 1 on the little dude, and he has
What does he have?
4
5?
wounds. So I need on a 4-up to move it to this one guy. So
Okay.
I need to get at least 1 of these for him to live. Okay, he has 1 wound left.
Okay. And that last neophyte hybrid dies, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, next up, the remaining guys are going to be firing into that squad of whatever those guys are, cultists. It's 20 shots. Here's the first 10. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Ugh, so many 2s. Rerolling 1. Wounding on 3s. Alright, so these are -1. We've got 6 so far.
So on the Brood Brothers,
Yeah.
6s. All of them dead. 6 dead.
Okay, 6 dead, and then the other 10 shots, hitting on 3s, rerolling the 1, wounding on 3s, rerolling the 1s. Alright, so that's another 7 wounds at -1.
All right, so I need, I think, at least 4 to keep them alive. So no, they're dead.
Okay, so that wipes that unit. My lieutenant's going to fire over here. He's got 1 shot. He's out of rapid fire range. Hitting on a 3. Wounding on a 4. Nope. Then these 3 snipers are going to fire down. They're going to do their heavy shots, hitting on 3s. I forget, do 6s do mortal wounds in addition to normal damage? Oh no, I think that's on the wound roll. Let me check. So those are just 2 hits. I need 6s do mortal wounds on the wound roll. So these are wounding on 4s, but I'm looking for 6s. So we got 1 mortal wound plus 2 regular wounds at -2.
Okay, so I will have to go on all 3 of them. Go straight to my bestial vigor. 4-up.
Okay, so 2 go through. So those are 2 D. Oh, so sorry. So wait a second. So is that a 4-up invuln save?
No, that's your bestial vigor.
So that's a regular save, not a feel no pain?
No, that's my feel no pain.
Okay, so each one of these successful hits was a D3 damage. So we'll keep that roll, but this is how many wounds I did. So we got 1 mortal wound plus 3, 4, 5. No, sorry, 2, 3. So that's 3, 4 regular wounds plus the mortal wound is 5. So you need 2 more feel no pains.
Okay, but I reduce it by 1.
Oh, okay. So then you need
So I think that roll
4
is
more.
good.
Well, this D3 is a 1, so you can't reduce it
Oh, okay.
to 1. So this 3 becomes a 2.
Okay.
So 1 more.
Okay, so 4-up.
So 2 already get through, so 2 go through.
All right.
So that's enough to kill the wounded guy. Next up, these guys are going to go, they're going to go ahead and shoot him. So we have 6 shots. They moved, so they're hitting on 4s because they have heavy guns. And they're wounding on, see that icon, toughness 3?
Yeah.
So wounding on 2s. So hey, 2s actually work this time. So there's a -2, 2 damage each. So you need to pass both to survive.
6s.
Nice.
Oh. No, I need 6s for the feel no pain because I have 5+ saves.
Okay, so you need 2 more. 2 more. So you stop.
Oh, they're only 1 damage each.
They do 2 damage each. So
Oh,
I got
okay.
2 through. All right, that's it for shooting. My intercessors are going to declare a charge here. I'm just going to roll it to see if it's even close, bother measuring it. 5, that is going to be close, we'll see. All right, so then the charge was successful. They end up here, so they're going to pile in 3 inches, just kind of getting more attacks on you. So it looks like I'm going to get these 2 in the back can't attack, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be 10 attacks on your guy.
Yeah, one thing I'm not going to do, I think is pretty gamey, is I took 3 wounds, and they all have unquestioning loyalty, so I should have tried to keep passing them, even though like they would both die, just so you couldn't charge to get on there.
Good charge.
But yeah, that's...
Yeah, I still had one guy within 3, so I think I still would have got it as long as I killed him. All right, so we hit 7 times. We wound on 3s. So we've got that many wounds at no minus.
Okay,
so that's
I'll
7.
just roll these first. He's dead.
Okay. And then the closest enemy is that way, so they're going to pile in that way. All right, so morale, those guys didn't lose enough to fail, so they're good. And we wiped out everything in the middle. So that's it for Ultramarines turn 4. It was a decent turn for me. I cleaned up that the mess there in the middle, but like I said, I can't win. I think I've got 3 points to your 12 right now. I guess if it goes to 7 turns, maybe I can get over there and start scoring 3 points a turn. But you're here getting 3 points a turn also. So we're going to go into Genestealer Cult turn 5. All right, well, looking at the board and the way the points are, I think Sean and I agreed there's no way I can catch up to you, so I would just be killing cultists and not doing anything except maybe feeling good. So I think we're going to call it there. You have 16 points. I have 3. I would start getting 2 more, and it's just no way to catch up. So congratulations, Sean. Good game. That was a good game. So we're going to set up for a real quick post-game show and talk about the battle. Hey everyone, well there you go. It was a Genestealer Cult victory. So your premiere with your army on the channel was a victory. You defeated the Ultramarines. How did you think the battle went?
It went pretty good. I kind of played to the mission. I was really happy to get a win. I've been getting beat down after beat down on here.
Yeah, we need to play Flames of War again. Cool. Well, so what do you think of your strategy? I mean, it seemed to pay off with the deep striking.
Yeah, the one thing is in this game, I didn't really want to do anything that wasn't playing to the mission because I really didn't want to just lose the game in one turn because that can easily happen, and I keep saying that. I'm happy the strategy worked out because those aberrants, the first squad with the bestial vigor, those 4+, really helped in the rerolling 1s because I was surprised half the squad was alive after the first turn of,
Oh yeah, all my shooting and there were still half of them there. And then they came out, they're the ones that destroyed the Dreadnought and the aggressors. Your Patriarch really didn't do much against the intercessors. I mean, he killed like 3 of them, or a couple of them, but not many. So yeah, those aberrants were pretty tough. And then you dropping the guys in the backfield was a game winning. I guess I should have paid more attention to those guys. I dropped in my Inceptors, my jump guys, and maybe in hindsight I maybe should have dropped them in back there. It seemed like I had enough firepower to deal with your Patriarch without necessarily those Inceptors. And then maybe play for the middle objective, and then I could get 5 points versus your 3 points. But it didn't work. You totally destroyed me there in the middle that second round, so I dropped my Inceptors in, and they took care of the aberrants, but I think everyone else could have done that as well. As far as facing the Ultramarines, how do you think the matchup against your army went?
I think it was pretty good for me because didn't have particularly a lot of movement, so I could kind of get a little bit of board control, at least a little bit, so I could land in places. I was a little afraid that you would maybe have a lot of infiltrators or something zone me out, and then you might have a squad deep striking too and really block off a lot of the board, because then when I get boxed in, they got a few tricks, and it's a little bit with maneuver, so that was happening at boxed in.
Who would you say your MVP is?
Again, the aberrants in general, but the first squad, I'll probably have to think about it again to see if I really got overly lucky, because I wonder if that's a strategy that could kind of work, is them soaking up a lot of damage up close. I think the mission really helped for me, because if you could kind of stay more in place instead of meeting me in the middle, or a place that I know that you're going to be, I think that really helped me a lot because I kind of can't land in a bunch of places. So I could really, this one I think was maxed out as 2 for how many aberrants I had was, the sweet spot for me.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it went well. I had to come out towards the middle objective and kind of ran into those aberrants, and they really messed me up that first round. That was good. So that was very enjoyable. It was a great, you have a beautiful army, so it's always a pleasure to play against it. It's great to see 2 painted armies on a painted table and everything. So I think the Ultramarines will need some revenge. Had it gone on, I think I could have shot you off the table, but there's too many turns, and you had too many points. You played the mission correctly, and I didn't, so you got the win. So that was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you coming out.
Oh, you didn't mention your MVP.
Oh, my MVP would probably be the Intercessors, the 10-man squad of Intercessors, because they survived a Patriarch charging them, and then they really chipped away a lot of guys with that rapid-fire Vigilist detachment rule. And they wiped a couple of units, and they did well. So if they would have kept going, I'm sure they would have eliminated a lot of these those troops, the cultists.
Yeah, that one squad just kind of was
Yeah,
like paper.
it just kind of melted. Yeah, but so I like them. These guys, as far as reviewing Shadow Sword is that what it's
Spear.
Shadowspear. I tried to take all of those units. I don't particularly like the Librarian. I would have preferred the regular Librarian with Might of Heroes, and I think those would be more handy. But I wanted to take him and try. Scryer's Gaze is good, but you can only use it on Phobos units, so you're kind of limited. You can't put it on anything that's really good. The Lieutenant, the Phobos Lieutenant, is really nice because you can get some synergy. You can drop him in with, Inceptors with the plasma, and they're rerolling ones on their plasma shots is always nice. The Suppressors, these guys with the jump packs and the assault guns, I thought did some work. They finished off the Sentinel. And they were doing
they
damage.
landed in good spots where it's like I didn't even really want to shoot at them because they'd get the cover.
Yeah.
So the cover save. So it's like I just got to keep taking shots from them because it's just too hard to hurt anything shooting anyways.
Yeah, and then the downside too is going against your aberrants. Even though they're damage 2, they really just damage 1. So 6 shots only doing 1 damage each. Not very threatening to the aberrants. As you saw on turn 1, I wasn't able to do hardly anything to those aberrants. The snipers, I don't know, I really didn't see a lot of production out of them. They did a couple of wounds here and there, but they really didn't finish off any unit or anything like that.
I was pretty worried about them. I tried to huddle up because I really want to use Unquestioning Loyalty, so I don't have my characters die. Because the Patriarch didn't do that well, but I really needed a lot of those psychic powers to really keep everything, not shooting as well and things like that. So.
Well, and the round that can shoot at characters only does 1 damage each. So max they only do 3 damage a turn. So it would have to be multiple turns of trying to take out a character. I know your characters are only 4 wounds, or most of them. So that could have been something, but it never really came up. So they didn't do too much. So I don't know if I'd include them. Maybe if you could get a bigger unit size, 5 or 10, that would be better. But 3 I just don't think has the damage output. Let's see, the other Shadowspear, the Shadowspear Captain. I thought he was alright. It's a new Warlord trait I took, the one where he could give +1 to shooting for a unit. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it probably would have felt more effective if I wasn't using Mass Hypnosis and also Shadow Stalker with my Warlord trait to kind of negate a little bit of it.
Yeah, and that let me cancel out that mind control at least some of the time. But yeah, so I took that, and usually I take get a command point back on a 5+, the Ultramarine specific command trait. But that's a Shadowspear command trait, so I wanted to try that. So what do you think of the Shadowspear units? I know you have your own Shadowspear guys on the painting table.
Yeah, I got some Crimson Fists, kind of just base coated and highlighted. I think they look great. I'm just going to use them because I'm kind of use the stuff I like, and I don't think I can, paint another whole army. So I'm going to use them no matter what.
Yeah.
But I looked at some of their rules, and I could hopefully with the new Space Marine Codex, they might do some points adjustments with them too. or little tweaks I think would really make them mesh a little bit better, because I think I'm not an expert, but I think a lot of stuff in the Space Marine Codex don't mesh as well, just because we had some of the old models, some of that. So I think maybe with another codex, everything will be synchronized. It'll probably feel a lot better.
I hope so. Yeah, let's see some transports. Yeah, I think the guys. Let's see, the infiltrators, those troops. I think they're a little bit too pricey for what they do.
Yeah, I think if you had them have them spread out, could really have zoned me out. I was worried about those beforehand. I was like, well, I'm just gonna roll well on my perfect ambush, which I didn't. So.
Yeah, I mean, your perfect ambush failed anyway. So, yeah, I just don't think. I mean, they just have regular bolters. Yeah, it does a little bit more damage. You can skip the wound on a 6 when you roll the hit, but there's no minus to the AP. I mean, so their weapons aren't really that great. So I don't know. I'd like to see them drop closer to an intercessor in price. I think that would help. But I like the suppressors. The other thing I didn't mention with the suppressors and the auto cannons are it gives the guy some range. So now, those are, I forget, 40 inches or 48 inches. So a couple of units of those, I've got something that can reach out, whereas normal Primaris Marines struggle with long range. And then they can move 12 if they need to bounce up the field.
Well, one thing is with the Phobos armor, it's just it was strange to me to find out when I first got the box that they had the same save, just because it would be rough to make it a 4+ save, but you could really reduce the points down a lot. So I don't know if in the future they can actually just make the regular power armor somehow better, ignoring a rend or something, and then maybe making the Phobos armor a little bit weaker in a way to really differentiate the units, and then give them the points differentiation, just so they're not pricey and they're not really almost the same unit with just one special rule, because their armor is supposed to be like a scout armor in a way, but I know it has more coverage than the old scout models.
Well, I noticed too, like the armor, they're very 3+ for Marines, because these guys and the aggressors in these maxed out buffed suits are still 3+ armor. Those guys have toughness 5, but the aggressors are toughness 4. So I don't know. I think armor save of 4 would not work on those guys, but. And their synergy kind of, they have a heavy weapon, but they've got jetpacks so they can move 10 or 12 or whatever it was. Doesn't really work that well because then you're hitting on 4s. But it gives you some board control and the ability to move around, which is nice. All right, well, there you go, guys. Sorry we got a little long-winded there, but I hope you enjoyed this battle report. Watch the Genestealer Cult defeat the Ultramarines on the field of honor today. As always, please check us out on Facebook at All Miniatures Great and Small. You can also, if you don't mind, like us here on YouTube, and you can click the bell to subscribe and get updates whenever we post something new. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on wargaming.